Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Sandy if you're new, and welcome. And I am excited for this video today. So I am participating in Rach and Bella's Crafters Christmas Hop, and it's sponsored by Rach and Bella Crafts. And we are using her new Christmas 2025 digital kit. It is amazing. Check out her video on November 1st to find out like all the details, where to get the kit, how to participate. But she has her website, and if you go to her website, you'll see everything. So it began November 1st, and it's a really kind of fun crop because or collaboration, because she's made it into a hop. And so she's paired up two different YouTubers, and she's given each YouTuber a different kind of prompt or topic. And so the first YouTuber is kind of going to be doing the tutorial part and a little decorating. And then the second one is doing, making one and doing some more decorations and things like that. So today is day 14, which is right here. And I am partnered up with Joyful Makes and Finds. And this is Linda, and she is absolutely lovely. And our topic is mini folio fun. And so I had done a video, gosh, I think it's been 2 years ago now, on taking a 12 by 12 piece of paper and turning it into a folio. So let's get started on that, and we'll get going. So I'm going to kind of show you the basic how to make it, and then we'll do some decorating, and then I want you to hop over to Linda's and check out what she does. And if you're coming from Linda's, welcome, and I'm happy to have you here. But this is kind of what it looks like, and I did a little Velcro closure right here on this. So you open it up, and you have a little pocket right here. Then you have this fun little, I did a vellum page, and then this is kind of like a hidden paper clip, a little bit, decorated paper clip, I guess. Then you have another side pocket over here, and then you have this full, like you can do journaling on it or decorating, and then you have a top loading pocket right here, and then you have your little strap that you add onto it. So my take on it, I can't print 12 by 12 on my printer, and so I printed out a bunch of Rach's papers, and I am going to just try to use a pretty red piece of, cardstock, and make it, and then use the papers and decorate it. So the whole idea of using this, making these folios, is if you have some really pretty double-sided paper, then you're ready to go. You just make the folio and go. So this is an extra step of adding the decorations onto this red cardstock, but I still think that's kind of fun too. You could also, if you wanted to, print these out on cardstock and kind of cut them down, and then adhere them to turn it into a folio like this. And I think Linda might be showing you that, so make sure to check out her channel as well. But this is great to have, because now you'll know how to do this with any sort of 12 by 12 decorative paper. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this. So it's 12 by 12. And I mean, sometimes papers are longer, so I just want to check the measurements on this one here. And yep, that looks like 12. And yeah, that looks like 12. So I think we're good there. So you'll want to, if you're using directional paper, you'll want to make sure you think about, because you'll be folding this in half. So if you have some sort of directional paper, you'll want to think about what side you want to cut down to 10 and a half. So that's what we're going to do. With it being just a plain piece of cardstock, it doesn't really matter. But once you figure out which side you want to have show up, see, like this one, it didn't really matter because the pattern isn't directional. So that's another cool tip if you're going to use some directional paper. So I'm going to cut this down to 10.5. And then when you have a decorative piece of paper, you want to save this strip because that's what you use to make the strap, and that's what you use to make your hidden paper clip. So I'll show you that as well. Okay, so we have this 10.5. Hopefully I cut it straight. I'm having some issues with my eyes, so you all will have to bear with me. I apologize for that. Okay, so we have that at 10.5. So now we want to do some scoring. So just to make it a little bit clearer, I am going to pull out my scoreboard, but a lot of times I just use my my trimmer that you just saw. Okay, so we are going to line this up. I don't know where my little piece fell out. Put that in there. Okay, so we're going to score, this is the 10.5 side, and we're going to score it at 6 inches here. Okay, so again, my eyes aren't the best, so I'll have to all right, and then we're going to rotate it to the 12-inch side, and we're going to score at 6 inches as well. And hopefully those are correct. Okay, so you have your 2 score lines here. You got one here and one right here, right there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go onto your, this is our 10.5 side, and we are going to cut along this score line, and we're going to cut it. So this is 6 inches to this score line right here, and this is 4.5 inches. So on the 6-inch side, we're going to cut down that score line. So you can use your trimmer or you can use your scissors. And with my eyesight, I should probably try to use my trimmer. But either way, you're going to cut this just to where the 2 score lines meet. All right. So we'll go, make sure that's on 6. Six inches right there. Okay. That's right. And then we're going to go, I'm going to stop a little bit short of the score line just because I don't want to go past it. And then just trim this last little bit here. Like that. Okay. And I think we're done with our trimmer. So now we have this. So again, this is our 10.5 side. This is our 12-inch side. So we're going to fold this up now and score right there. And then we have this top piece, and you have your score line piece back on this side, okay? And we have our score line here. We're going to fold this way, okay? And then we're going to fold this back, and we're going to leave about a half an inch. So kind of give it like a staggered look, if you will. All right, so then we have this little flap right here. And so this will become our top loading pocket. This will be our side pocket. And then we got to deal with this side over here. So we're going to fold this over like this and try to get everything lined up as best we can. It looks like my paper is off, so my eyes must be off a little bit. That's aggravating. So I'm just going to trim that down. There we go. Okay, so So next we're going to fold this over, and we want this to be staggered as well. So the easy way to do that is to kind of just fold it back this way a little bit. And so you can see a little bit of this page and a little bit of that page. And then we just then fold it back because we want this to be the inside tuck here, like that. So then we have our cover, our inside, and then that side. All right. So since this isn't already decorated paper, we are going to then use some of Rach and Bella's pretty papers and decorate this. And so I've pulled out this cute house one, a plaid. I really like this with the hollies and berry. Another pretty plaid. And then we have this really cute bow and cupcake. And then we have this cute little piece. And then I also printed out one of her digitals on vellum for the little vellum page that I showed you all. So this little vellum page, I printed on it just for fun. And I think I'm going to try to use the Santa. So, all right. So I am thinking that I want to use the houses on the cover here. And what's cool with using the red paper is I could actually tear this or just cut it a little bit smaller so that the red peeks out, you know, from the top and the bottom and the side if I want to. So that's kind of your creative choice. And I'm going to try to just wrap it around. I think it'll work. So I am going to cut that. So what I'm going to do off camera, so I don't bore you guys, is so I'm going to cut this down for the top and the back cover. And then for this side here, I was thinking of using, let's see, where did it go? Oh, here it is. I think I might put, I might have to trim these down because these are wider than this, but I'm definitely going to put the bow here on this page, and then I might cut down the cupcake and put it on this page. Or the other thought I had, I think I'm going to put this, because it's similar, on this side, because then we can put, I have some of the fussy cuts and the freebies, so then I'd kind of have a little bit of a blank background to do some decorating on. So I'm going to cut those down for that. And then, so with these being side pockets, I can decorate these insides and then also decorate these flaps, or I could leave those red and then just decorate the flaps. And so I was thinking that these could be really cute on the flaps, the ornaments, and then we could have some of this in the background, because I also printed this out, so those could be really cute in the background. And then we could decorate the flaps up with some of this paper, because I think that's so pretty. Okay, so let me cut some of this down. And so it's just a matter of measuring, you know, the height. I just use a pencil. I'll mark the height and the width, and then I'll cut it down. And you could use a tear ruler. You could, like I said, make it a little bit smaller so the red will show. I'm kind of thinking about doing that. So I think I might leave like a little red border around the edge, because then I could sew around it as well. So that might be fun. So let me do all of my cutting off camera, and then I'll come back and kind of show you the rest of assembling, because I got to show you how to attach the vellum piece and how to decorate that up. So I have trimmed all the paper down. So for the cover, I'm going to use this, and then I have some cut aparts that I'll add. And I did leave a nice little border around the edge. So if I want to add some trims and things like that, I can add some trims. And if I want to do any stitching, I want to do the stitching obviously before I glue everything together. So we'll see about the stitching. And then for the inside, what I've decided to do, I'm going to put these on the two flaps right here. And then I thought it might be fun to use the other half of my vellum for behind the tucks. So you'll have like the little vellum peeking out there. So we'll see how that goes. And then we have, this will be our Santa, will be our little flip that we'll add here in just a minute. And then for this back page, we have our bow that we're going to add on this side, and then just a blank page so we can do a little more embellishing on that side of the page. So I am going to glue all of this down off camera, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So I won't have glued any of this stuff down, and I'll do this on camera with you. Look how cute this is coming together. I have glued the pieces, so here's the front cover, the back cover, and I did a little sewing around the edge of that. And then we open up and we have this side, so I've put the paper here for our two side pockets, and then I put that other half of the vellum in here, so we'll glue those down in a minute. And then I put these papers down, and then we're gonna glue this and make this a pocket in just a minute. So first I want to make the little punches for my pockets. These papers from Rachel are absolutely stunning. I'm going to be making some journals, and I will definitely be using these papers. And then I'm going to do a little one up here. You can measure to find the center. I just kind of eyeball it. Like that. And I did ink these papers up. I did a the iced spruce on the cover, and then I did aged mahogany on these and these. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. We're ready to glue these down, and then we'll attach the vellum flip. So let me know if you're still with me. Leave a comment down below. And let me know if you're watching all the different videos of this crafty hop. I am going to be doing a giveaway, so make sure you like and comment on this video. I will be giving away this folio, and then I will also throw in some other little goodies in with the folio. And it is open internationally, because I feel like it's not going to be too expensive to mail out this folio and some other little goodies. The other thing I did is I put a bunch of heavy books on top of this after I glued the paper down. Oh, and the other little tip, if you're gluing this down all one piece, I started and glued this half down and got it all lined up the best I could, considering the issues with my eyes. And then I glued the rest, and then I let it dry flat before I even tried to bend this, because I wanted the paper to adhere to the red cardstock really well. Okay, so we're going to glue here and here, because this will make our top loading pocket. But before we do that, this is where we want to add our little red piece. So if you remember, when we cut the red 12 by 12, we had this 1.5 by 12 piece of cardstock. So that's what we're going to use for our flap, and then this we'll use for our closure for the folio and for our hidden paper clip. And this ends up being a little bit taller just because of how I had to trim that down. So I'm going to glue this on and then I'll trim it down. And I can come back and add, you know, a little bit of paper to decorate this up if I want to. So, or I may just leave this red. So we'll see. So what you want to do, I took this 1.5 piece of cardstock and I scored it at 1/4 of an inch, and then folded it over to create our little hinge right there. So then we're going to glue on the inside, because we're going to glue that to this part right back here. Okay, so we'll do that. It's getting a little chilly here, so my glue's not wanting to come out. Okay, and then we'll put this down right here. I really love these collaborations that Rachel does, so big thank you to Rachel for asking me and including me. I think I can't keep track of how many I've done now. This might be my 5th or 6th collaboration. I should have looked to see how many I've actually done. Oh, we got some glue seepage here, so we'll wipe that up. And there, and we got a good little, perfect. We got that nice and snug. Got all the glue dried up, or wiped up. And then I'm just going to trim off the extra the best I can there. There we go. Okay, and then I trimmed down the vellum also, and I went with the Santa, like I said I was. So I am just going to glue this right here on the back side of this. So I'll flip this over, and we're just going to glue this down, and then we're going to cover this side up. You don't have to cover this side up, but I'm going to. And what I like to do is just turn this into a little tuck on this side. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the top and bottom of the vellum here, or I guess on the flap, and then we'll have a little tuck. So I'm trying to line up, because it's a little bit, I cut it a little bit shorter on purpose. So we'll put a little bit of glue right there, and a little bit of glue right there. And then we'll have our cute little tuck. You could use double-sided tape if you wanted to, whatever you wanted to do. And I just think that's fun. You don't have to do vellum. You could do regular paper, whatever you want to do. Kind of straighten this up a little bit here. Like I said, I can't see. There, I think we got it. Perfect. And I like to cut this to where it doesn't poke out from the cover. So you can see this is poking out just a little bit. I'm not too worried about that. You could have it go out further if you want, but I like it being, you know, at least the same width as the cover, so that you see it when you get in. And then we'll put that like that. My vellum's being a little curly. So then all we have left to do is to glue in this piece back here. And this is going to be a top loading pocket, so we're just going to glue along right here. And we'll glue along right here. And then we'll have a top loading pocket. This is such a cute folio. Might have to make another one now because I want to keep this. Nice. Okay, so I think we have all that down. And then I pulled out some pom-pom trim because I wanted to add, thought it might be nice to add a little bit of trim on this page here. Because we have the sewing detail on this page, the cover. I thought we'd add a little pom-pom trim right here. And then we'll have the closure coming around the last page. So, trim this down. Whoops. And grab my Fabri-Tac glue. And I'm going to open this up so I don't get glue on the back cover. Put a little bit right down the edge. And I just got this, I picked up this trim at Hobby Lobby. I like to flip it over and make sure it looks fairly even on the back side as well. So some of the pieces that I cut out to put in here, so we have this fun little envelope piece. I thought that would look pretty in there. And then we have this tuck on this side, so we put that in there. And then we have this cute little tuck right here, so I thought we could put that in there. Let's see what else we have. Oh, we have this really pretty piece, so I thought we could put this in the top loading pocket. Uh-oh, I need to add a little bit more glue here. My pocket's not wanting to pocket. All right, we'll put that in there, but I'm going to let that dry for a minute. Okay, so we got that in there. We could put another little tag, and we could put two little tags in there if we wanted to. If we want, we could put this cute little Santa down here. That's cute. Or we could put him here. And then I have these pretty, I think this is one of the freebies, these little lace doilies. And I thought these could be pretty. I was wondering, they're almost too big I was thinking it'd be kind of cute to have them as a belly band, but I think they're a little too big for in here. So I'm thinking we just use one of these and make it a little, like a little corner tuck, I think. That's really cute. I love them all so much. They're so cute. Yeah, I think I'll do this one. So I'm just going to kind of glue around here, and that way we'll have a little tuck. And make sure you go over and check out Linda's interpretation on this little mini folio fun. And then we have some tags we can put in here. Oh, look how cute that looks. I love that. And then Let's see if this is dried. We got our little pocket up here. And we can add a tab onto that. And then I thought it would be really cute to add these little guys up here on the front. What do y'all think? So I'm going to do it. And we'll put these guys right here. So cute. And I think we will put this guy right here. We could also make this a little tiny pocket. So I'm just going to glue this on 3 sides, just in case we have like a little ticket or something we might want to put in there. And then let me show you the paper clip and the closure for this guy. So you need your other half of your red paper. And I will show you this with the red paper, but you can feel free to just use some of the digitals and print it, or just glue it onto the cardstock, or print it on a heavier cardstock. But for the demo purposes, let me just show you how to do the paperclip. To make the paperclip and the strap, I just took the remaining 6-inch piece and cut it in half. So we have 3 inches for the strap right here. And so you can just kind of adjust it back here. And you can shorten it if you feel like it's too long. But then I am going to add a Velcro dot to close that down like that. Okay. And we can decorate this up if we want to, which I might do. I think that might be cute. And then for the paper clip, it's the other 3-inch piece. And you just fold it in half like this. And I want to round the corners on this. And so it's not like a completely fully hidden paper clip, because you'll still see the paper clip on the back, but you'll get the idea. And so if we just put the paper clip on like this, your paper clip will kind of show. And so just one thing, and you don't have to do this, it's optional, but just cut like a half of a circle there at the very tip right there in the middle. And I'm just going to use my small little punch right here. It's not bad. And then we have a little notch right there. And then we'll put the paper clip down there. And then when you close it up, you can't see the paper clip from the front. And let me decorate this strip up, and maybe I'll decorate the paper clip. All right, I have put some paper on my closure, and then I also decorated up the paper clip a little bit, and I added a little bit of lace. So you can, decorate it up however you want. So I am just going to glue this closed. I have my little Velcro dot here on my finger, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So you just glue this all closed. Hear my husband sneezing. He's downstairs watching TV. So there we have our cute little hidden paper clip, and we'll just put that on right there. Look how cute that looks. And I love that juxtaposition with the little Santa over here. All right, and then so for the closure, you want to figure out where you want it to close up here and kind of line it up in the middle and then just wrap it around like that. And then we'll want to glue the back. And if you need to trim it a little, you can trim it a little. And I rounded the corners on the front, but I didn't on the back. So let's try that. I think that'll give us plenty of room for our Velcro dots. And we aren't covering up our cute little girls. So then we're going to hold it like that. Put some glue on here. And press that down. Hold it there for just a minute. And I like to kind of leave just a little bit of room in case, you kind of, like you could add some pages in here, make it a little mini journal or whatever you want to do. So you have a little bit of wiggle room there. And then I am going to put a little bit of glue on one side of it's both pieces. I have them pushed together. And I am going to put that down. Actually, I think I'll put it down. Let's see. Yeah, we'll put it down here. And let me wipe up any extra glue. They already are sticky, but I kind of like to add a little extra glue. Alright, and then we'll add a little bit of glue on this side. And then we'll push that down. And I'm just going to wait a minute before I separate them. But there it is. I'll probably do a little bit more decorating. Like I want to add a tab onto this. And I have a few more other little tags that I want to cut out and add in here. But it gives you get the idea. Add some more tag toppers. Close up my glue. But if you don't have any Velcro, you could just punch a hole in here and, put an eyelet in there and run some string around it. You could also do like a brad, or you could do like those envelope policy closures, the big circles, and do some string. So lots of different options. All right, let's see if I can get these two Velcro pieces apart. Perfection. Let me wipe up any extra glue. All right, there we go, guys. There is our cute little folio. Oops, I bent that. I'll straighten that up there. So we have a side tuck here. We have a little tuck here. Oh, the last thing I was going to do is just add a little strip of book page on this side, just to kind of clean it up on this side. And I love adding vintage book page. So that's just a little strip that's the same width as this. And it'll be on this side, and I'll make that a tuck as well. So I apologize. I just remembered that I wanted to do that. And we have pocket here, our paper clip. We have our cute little tuck right here, and then our pocket up here. And like I said, you could add paper. You could sew a signature in here, or do an elastic binding, or staple it in, and have a few pieces of writing paper in there. I suppose you could do it here as well, but I feel like this is the more natural place to add some journal pages. Plus, you can have longer pages of journals, longer pages for your journal if you put it back in here. All right, guys, thank you all so much for watching, and make sure you go check out Linda's video. I'll have her channel linked below. Leave a comment, and I'll do a drawing for the giveaway. I'm not sure when I'll do the drawing. I'll probably wait till after Thanksgiving, so towards the end of the month. That way I'll give people time to watch, because there are a lot of videos that we need to watch for this. But you'll receive this stuffed with goodies, plus a few other little goodies from my craft room. And Rachel, again, thank you so much. And Bella, I'm loving your videos as well. And I'm loving everybody's videos. So make sure you check out, let me pull up again. Here is the list. This is the first week. So if you've missed the first week and the second week, you have them here. And you can get all this information from Rach and Bella's website. And then this is get you through the 30th, the end of November. And this is all the information. And I'll have all this down below as well. Plus, she has her freebies on her Ko-fi page, so make sure to check those out. All right, you all. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.